Hello everyone, this is BanglaWash here and today we have a new patch note on Valorant. Riot Games has released the patch note for the upcoming 0.50 update and there's a lot has been changed. This new update for Valorant mostly includes various fixes, additions to the game and changes to the map, nerfs and buffs to the different agents. The patch changes a lot of agents, all 3 maps and some general gameplay enhancement. So it will take a lot of time to get used to again to the new update. But before we dive into the characters, here we can see that they have announced that all the rifles had been updated to make single tap and burst fire mode efficient. The idea here is to support the viability of all riding shooting style, tap, burst and spray when used in optimal situations. So this is so that we have more control on the guns. So then next thing they have introduced here, Sage, Cypher, Omen, Viper, Brimstone and Phoenix. Overall almost all the characters, all the agents have undergone changes in part to better align them with their intended roles and to become abilities that we found to be either too weak or too powerful in common situations. So they have actually nerfed and buffed a couple of these agents. They have also changed the cost of some agents' abilities and they have changed the maps as well. Let's just dive into that. The first thing we see when we come to the patch note, the gameplay and balance. They have updated all the weapons, the rifles and some other guns as well. Here on the first thing we can see the weapons update. You will no longer enter walking accuracy when transitioning from run to stop. So in this game, walking accuracy was so much better. You could shoot when you were running or moving, which is not actually a good thing if you consider, because mastering counter movement when you go right and left to counter your movement and to be precise to tap on someone's head, it takes quite a lot of time, which was not actually implemented on the game, but as they have changed it, it really makes sense. I was hoping for it. Lots of pro gamers have already talked about this and finally seeing this implemented, that really makes me happy. So next thing we see is dead zone accuracy, where they have increased the spread threshold from 25% to 30%. So actually this is going to be really awesome for the new update. The next thing we see on the patch list is all the rifles that has been changed so that you can get a better experience with them. Recovery time on all rifle has been updated, which should make tap and burst firing mode efficient. Now tap firing is more efficient, shooting while moving had more accuracy. Now that's going to be reduced, so actually it's gonna be countered by one another, so this is going to be really good. On Vandal, horizontal recoil has been reduced by 15% while crouched and being stationary. They have actually reduced the gun recovery time. Then if we see the Phantom, fixed an issue where the gun recovery time was higher than intended. Also they have done the same on the Bulldog and Guardian. All the rifle has been fixed where their gun recovery time was higher than the intended, so that's gonna be a huge change on the guns and it will feel a lot different when you're gonna use it. The next thing we see on the list is the machine guns are significantly underperforming other weapons at their price points. Machine guns are meant to be bullet holes, powerful once they're going. This is a difficult balance to strike in a game where a single bullet from a Vandal will put you down. So they have actually reduced the price from 700 to 1600 and also reduced the amount of intensity of horizontal spread recoil after the first 8 bullets on the Odin. So Odin is going to be more OP. And now let's go to the agent updates, the one and only thing we were looking for. Sage has been nerfed significantly. Slow orb zone duration decreased from 9 seconds to 7 seconds and slow or slowing amount decrease has been 65% to 50%. So now holding a team push is going to be a little bit harder, because before with Sage you could play solo in one side, you could hold them for longer time while your teammates rotate, but I think it's going to be a little bit harder than before. We all know Sage is OP, actually 100% correct. We have decided to try reduce some of her stopping power while still allowing her to fulfill her roles as the premier staller in the Valorant. These changes aim to reduce the overall efficiency of her slow orb, especially if they are chained back to back. If you use them back to back, then they are OP. Otherwise, with one slow orb, you cannot hold a big push. They have also nerfed Cypher here. Cypher cage no longer slows enemies that moving through it, which is actually really was annoying. So let's see what they have added here. We have always considered Cypher as a premier sentinel gathering info on his enemies and picking them off, but the slow on cage was allowing him to move into Sage's territory, which is actually correct, by stalling and entering enemy team. Now as we see that they have nerfed it, that's gonna be a really interesting thing to see. Next thing, spy cam cooldown when destroyed from 30 seconds to 45 seconds. So now it has been increased 15 seconds. Before, to gather info, people would place the camera anywhere they wanted and then they would know if you pushed or not. As it has been increased, placing it in anywhere, it's not gonna be a viable option right now. Let's go to Omen. Dark cover smoke duration increased. So this is a buff actually, from 12 seconds to 15 seconds. That's a really good thing. And they also have increased the speed of projectile, which is also good. Dark cover cooldown increased from 30 seconds to 35 seconds. So actually overall, if we think this is not actually nerf, especially at high tier play, we have seen Brimstone become the dominant controller and we wanted to give his peers a boost to make them more viable while hopefully maintaining their unique playstyle. So this is really good. They have also increased the radius of snakebite of Viper, which is from 350 to 450. I think now with this buff, it's gonna be really helpful to Viper to hold a corner or stop a big push from happening. Next thing, we see 3 characters being changed in altogether. I think here Brimstone, Phoenix and Viper. We see you bee hoppers out there jumping through incendiary, fireball and snakebite while taking no damage. Height record to jump out of all damaging area denial abilities has been increased from 80 to 120. Okay, they have actually increased the height of the jump you need to do. That's really good. Snakebite, fireball and incendiary damage, tick speed increased, total damage per second unchanged. So damage hasn't been changed, but it's gonna spread a little bit faster, I guess. They have also changed some agent ability credit cost. We felt that credit cost of some abilities did not match the impact those abilities brought to a match and made adjustment for a more accurate reflection. So Sage's barrier orb increased from 300 to 400 credits, actually getting a huge nerf. Rage blast pack increased from 100 to 200 credits. Now all those rage that has been using their blast pack really easily, now they're not gonna do that anymore because it's gonna cost 100 more for each blast pack. Phoenix card ball increased from 100 to 200, which is nice. Brimstone incendiary has also been increased from 200 to 300. Jet's updraft reduced from 200 to 100 credits, which is actually nice because I feel like Jets is a character which is really not very powerful to play with. Like, you don't get a lot of advantage, and I think her character needs to be buffed a little bit. At least the smoke, they should last a little bit longer than the usual. What's your thoughts on that, guys? Let me know in the comment section. They have also added a character update, which is Sova's. Sova's owl drone now indicates a layer of sound for engine rotators. They have added huge map update. They have changed all the 3 maps that are available. They have actually fixed a couple of locations which we will see. Barrier location, those clear blue walls have been adjusted across the map to provide attackers more of a foothold into the territory control across the map, so which is really good. Defender's barrier in B mid has been pulled back. This is all on map split, guys. Angle the wall on the left interior of B tower when pushing up the stairs from mid. So they have also angled the wall, which is really good. So they have already changed all of this. They have also changed Heaven, a new map exploit system in the effect, which will have negative effect anyone trying to escape the player space. Updated several floor sections so that now they have appropriate metal sound. So they have updated the sound actually on Haven. It has the appropriate audio cue for the different kind of material. They have fixed Cypher spy cam exploit in these 3 maps. They have also added some hard and UI changes, which is also great. Quality of life, there are so many changes here. Now they have also added profanity filter, which is really good. Some in-game bug fixes. Cypher and Sova will no longer float in the air if the Sage barrier or wall they are standing on it destroyed while while when using a spy cam or wall drones respectively. So it was a bug and they actually fixed it. I think we have left one of the most important thing that they have added in this patch, that a player can no longer have more than 9,000 credits at one time. The previous cap was 12,000 credits, so that one team doesn't get overpowered by saving cash throughout the game. So this is almost everything on patch 0.50. Let me know your thoughts on the nerf they have done on the different agents. I was trying to actually main Sage, as it has been nerfed so much. I think it's gonna be a little bit harder, but I really like the character and I think I'm gonna still try to master this agent. So what's your thoughts on this patch note and what do you think this is gonna bring to the game Valorant? Let me know in the comment section. If this video was helpful in any way, drop a like and don't forget to subscribe for upcoming updates on Valorant. Thanks for watching. Take care. Bye bye. See you guys in my next video.
Planet.